crypto, the notion that SEC Chairman Gary Gensler is quitting has swept Twitter. John Deaton, an attorney who is in favor of XRP, Ripple's president, Monica Long, has stated the company's desire to defend the litigation to the finish, as it now stands between Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, CCDC. Together with other crypto businesses like Binance and Coinbase, Ripple is seeking regulatory clarity and rules for the crypto sector. Therefore, its decision to challenge the SEC's regulatory approach makes sense. Despite the difficulties, Ripple is determined to prove the SEC's duplicity and pursue growth in international markets. Ripple President Monica Long recently spoke with CNBC, where she reiterated the company's commitment to its ongoing legal battle with the SEC. After declaring their intention to see the lawsuit through, long and forcefully, "We are planning to continue to fight the case all the way through." Almost 3 years have passed in the court fight between Ripple Labs and the SEC. Although institutional sales of XRP are deemed investment contracts, Judge Torres determined that programmatic sales of the cryptocurrency are not securities, marking a partial success for Ripple. The court specifically said that XRP itself is not a security, which is noteworthy. Despite the partial victory, the SEC is appealing the order through interlocutory appeal, arguing that XRP should be categorized as a security according to the Howey test. The SEC has been condemned for being inconsistent and biased by federal courts. Monica Long said that the decision helped provide crypto sector some clarity and allowed Ripple to develop internationally. As it prepares for the trial in 2024, the firm hopes to demonstrate what it sees as the SEC's hypocrisy. In that action, we also obtained some answers, Long said. The judge's ruling in that case made it quite obvious that XRP itself is not a security, which allows us to more freely develop our company both in the United States and throughout the world. As market volatility increased, XRP prices dropped below the crucial 50-cent support level. According to CoinMarketCap, the value of one Bitcoin has dropped by nearly 40 over the previous week to 4,808 cents. Monica Long, president of Ripple, has vowed to defend the SEC's litigation to the very end. Despite XRP's price fluctuations and market uncertainty, Ripple is pressing on with international development plans. Despite the ongoing legal struggle and the crypto industry's need for regulatory clarification, Ripple is unfazed and committed to proving the SEC's claimed double standards. Despite the difficulties that lie ahead, Ripple is dedicated to developing its international solutions and discovering fresh applications for XRP in the ever-changing digital asset market. USCU, Securities and Exchange Commission. SEC. Chair Gary Gensler continues to insist that most crypto assets are securities and hence subject to SEC regulation, despite losing many cases in court. Gensler claims that widespread wide violation with current securities rules is to blame for the recent market turbulence in the cryptocurrency sector. Gensler's allusion to the Great Depression of the 1920s, a time when securities rules were enacted, shows why he thinks the crypto market of today needs strict regulation immediately. It is expected that he would restate this parallel and his strong convictions on the matter during his appearance before the Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs on September 12. Gensler has made repeated reference to the Howey test, a legal standard used to determine whether or not an asset is a security. He emphasizes that the onus is on crypto intermediates to comply with securities legislation, since the vast majority of crypto tokens meet this condition. However, not everyone agrees with this viewpoint. This was made abundantly clear in the SEC's legal battles against both Ripple and Grayscale, in which it was shown that it had made false claims of breaches of federal securities law. During the hearing, two of the SEC's most recent proposals will also be dissected. Two bills have been introduced in the Senate. One would rework the definition of exchange to explicitly include cryptocurrency platforms, while the other would investigate the procedures for the safekeeping of digital assets. Critics of the present regulatory strategy under Gensler's leadership claim that it tends towards enforcement, which is problematic given the ambiguous legal environment surrounding cryptocurrencies and the rising volume of debate concerning crypto rules in the United States. There has been speculation of a possible settlement between Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, It is doubtful that Ripple would settle with the commission. However, since President Monica Lang has said that the business intends to see the lawsuit all the way through. In July of this year, the crypto corporation won a big win when Judge Annalisa Torres issued a summary judgment in its favor, ruling that XRP was not a security and that the company's programmatic sales and other distributions were not investment contracts. So it's easy to see why Lang and Ripple want to take the lawsuit through to the end, especially after the court ruled in their favor. The SEC plans to file an interlocutory appeal of this ruling, but legal experts believe the commission would lose if the appeal is allowed. Ripple might be hoping to exploit a possible victory against the SEC to win back the trust of investors in the cryptocurrency market. The business's chief technology officer, David Schwartz, has previously said that the SEC's action had cost the company lucrative contract. This dispute is now almost 3 years old and is likely to drag on much longer, but both Ripple and the SEC are determined to take it through to the conclusion. If the court grants the SEC's request for an interlocutory appeal, Ripple and the SEC will have to fight in court again before the jury trial even starts. There have been suggestions that the SEC may reach an agreement with Ripple before the trial begins. Notably, some XRP supporters believe that the purpose for this supposition is to allow the SEC to prevent its former personnel from testifying at the trial. The trial for the SEC's complaint against Ripple executives Garlinghouse and Larson is slated for Q 2024. Interestingly, Mark Fagel, a former SEC officer and securities litigation specialist, has revealed new information on a possible settlement in the Ripple case. During a debate on X, an XRP fan questioned him whether the SEC would settle with Ripple before the planned trial began. In response, Fagel emphasized one important reason why the SEC may negotiate an arrangement with Ripple before the trial. Speculation about a possible settlement between Ripple and the SEC has recently increased. Among these rumors, some XRP supporters believe Ripple will announce a settlement during its victory celebration on September 29 in New York. However, Crypto Law Us founder John Deaton said that no settlement announcements would be made during the event. According to Deaton, a settlement might occur by the end of the year if the court overseeing the SEC's Coinbase case granted the crypto exchange's move to dismiss the case. While the SEC has not signaled any preparations for a settlement, Ripple has said that such a deal is possible. However, Ripple's sole need for a settlement was that the SEC declare XRP to be a non-security. Remember that Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that XRP is not a security. Following the judgment, Judge Torres delegated judicial control of some aspects of the case, including a settlement, to her colleague Magistrate Sarah Netburn. Notably, Magistrate Netburn directed the second Ripple to choose 3 alternative settlement conference dates. Due to the court's hectic schedule, the parties must submit the dates at least 6 to 8 weeks in advance, according to the ruling. At the time of publication, the parties had not yet complied with the instruction. As a result, suspicion has grown that the parties, particularly the SEC, are unlikely to reach an agreement. As everyone waits for another major XRP price upswing, YouTuber and crypto analyst Zach Rector has offered his thoughts on 3 factors that might lead to another large XRP price increase. The first point made by Zach is one that many people in the community are praying for. The last time Ripple triumphed against the SEC, the token's price skyrocketed. If the SEC's request for an interlocutory appeal is refused, what occurred on July 13 may be repeated. Members of the XRP community are anxiously awaiting the judgment, and some experts feel the SEC's appeal has little chance. The second point will likewise be a significant milestone in Ripple's journey. Ripple's solution for real-time cross-border money transfer and liquidity management is on-demand liquidity. It is effective and does not need any pre-funding in the target market. AUDL employs XRP as a bridge currency, and its acceptance by a large U.S. bank or financial institution will lead to increased XRP use. Ripple Q to David Schwartz has said that owing to the partial success over the SEC, XRP is second only to Bitcoin on the list of cryptocurrencies having regulatory certainty in the United States. This might provide these institutions the confidence they need to incorporate XRP into their operations through AUDL, hence driving up the price of XRP. If Zach's last event occurs, it might be significant. David Schwartz has already confirmed several announcements for the next party, which may include a settlement with the SEC. If this occurs, it might have a significant beneficial impact on the price of XRP. A positive settlement for Ripple and XRP will also be a significant turning point for the rest of the crypto sector in the United States, potentially pushing the whole market higher. This notion, however, is not held by the whole community. According to one user, the only relevant trigger for increasing the price of XRP is additional use cases. Zach's list is described by him as pump and dump catalyst.